Hey guys, in today Hanging with Hang video, I am going to share with you 4 keys to help you feel better inside. As you know, it doesn't really matter what status you are to the world, how accomplished you are, how many houses you have, how awesome your relationships are, how much money you have. It doesn't really matter if you don't feel good inside. And as humans, we we have time that we don't feel good inside, and then we have time that we feel good inside. So the key is, how can we feel good inside more often than not? And at the end of the day, you know, the external thing doesn't really matter. How we feel inside, really, that's what it's all about, being humans. So this video, the intent is for you to be more in that state of being, is to be more in I am okay. Because here's the thing, when you're not feeling okay inside, our human natural tendency is we want to change the things around us, right? We want to make more money, we want to change for the relationship, we want to have a better house, so then we feel good inside. Yes, it does help, but only temporarily, and it's only short-lived. So the key is, how can we be in that state longer? So in that's what this video about, and let's dive into the 4 keys that I've come to ground it in myself. And as always, everything I'm sharing with you is what I'm doing for myself, and it's a continuous learning process for me. So when you watch this, and 3 years from now, I may have a different view on this. So this is the present moment of what is right now. So key number 1, my friend, is to embrace and accept your external world for what it is. And stop changing your external world to meet how you feel inside. And I think that's the one mistake that we tend to do as high achiever and wholehearted, or as human being, is when we're not feeling good inside, we want to throw that up to the world, right? We want the condition outside to meet where we at. We want the thing outside of us to change so we can feel good inside. We want our significant other to act a certain way. We want the business to work a certain way. We want the weather to be a certain way. We want to change the external thing. But the reality is, what outside of you is what outside of you. There's nothing you can do about what outside of you. But what you can do is you can change your reaction to what outside of you. So key number 1 is to accept your outside world for what it is, and focus more on your internal world. Because the outside world will influence how you feel inside, and you get to decide how much of the outside world that you want to give control to determine how you feel inside. So by understanding that the outside world is the outside world for what it is, just don't take it personal about it. Don't take it personal how the weather is today. Don't take it personally how somebody talked to you. Don't take it personally on the situation that's happening, because life is going to take its course with or without you in it. I know that's kind of stinks to hear that. Hurt the ego a little bit to hear that, right? I'm sorry to be the person to say that you are important, you are significant, and you are also not that significant. We're only a small peck in this world. So understanding that, of how insignificant you are. So that's one influence factors that will influence how your state of being. And by understanding that, by not taking life personally, it free you. It free you from react to everything in your life. So that's key number 1, the external world, and have some acceptance to that. Now key number 2 is to allow your heart, actually, you know what, the mind come first. I'm going to say, the key number 2 is the mind. Because when the external world happen, your mind going to have certain thought process. It's going to have certain interpretations, right? So to let the mind think what it needs to think without judgment, without spiral downwards. Because here is something, if the weather happens, you could take personally by the mind, have some association, some meaning to that weather, and that thought itself create how you influence how you feel inside. So you get to choose how you're going to facilitate your thoughts. And the thing is, You know, a lot of time we try to control the thought. Like we sit in meditation, like we have judgment of the thought. And here my invitation for you is just let the thought does its things. You are you are coming like that. So wherever that thought coming from, whether from uh, your your past trauma or the thought, it could be the thought itself, just let it move through you, because it's want to be free by not trying to judge it, by not trying to suffocate the thought, by just let it, by let the thought move through you instead of taking it personally. This actually made me think about Don McGee's book, the Four Principle. What was it? The Fourth Agreement. And one of the things, I get it, he talked about not to take things personally. So here it is. Don't take your thought too personally, because who you are inside this meat body, right? You are in there. You are in there. You have your eyes, your ear, all your senses to perceive the world outside. And you also connect to the mind that also have all these thinking that influence how you feel outside. So that's the second things. And that mind is not you. That mind is a part of your human experience. So it's really important just to let the mind does its things and not let yourself be controlled by it, or not let yourself be taken personal by it. You can just allow it to what is move through you. Now, is it easy said than done? Obviously, because otherwise I wouldn't even make this video for you. I'm sure you hear some version of this before or practice some version of this. That's me. I practiced some version of this over the year, and part of me selfishly making this video, besides to share with you, support you, I'm trying to help myself too, to be better in all these practice. And as I referenced earlier, you know, what I'm sharing with you today, maybe 3 years from now, I will have a different perspective. So you can just take for what it is right now. This is the moment in front of you. Hang, it's right in front of you saying this exact thing right now, and you get to let this serve however it want to serve you. And you get to let this information that come across to you to help you feel good inside or to make it feel bad. You get to choose, right? So that's the second piece. The second key is to feel better inside is to not take it personally, your thought. It's to not try to control your thought, try to not suffocating it, try to not to suppress it, because a lot of time when we suffocating it, that's when the energy gets suppressed, and that's why it keeps coming up. It's want your attentions. So then what you do, you surrender and you just let it, right? And actually all these things is tied to the key of surrendering, which I'll tie to the end of this videos. So now let's go to key number 3. To help you feel better inside is your emotions, your heart. That's of how you feel, right? And a lot of time, the heart have its range of from experience the deepest joy, deepest love to the deepest pain. But a lot of time we don't want to feel the pain, so we just shut it off. We just want to experience the joy. But when we shut this part up, we also shut this part off. So key number 3 is to allow your heart to does what it does, which is to feel what it needs to feel. That's what being human is about, guys. You gotta let yourself feel all of it. You cannot just have this part and not this part. It's come with the package. I have my right arm here, but I also have my left arm here. I can't just chop my left arms up because my left arm is not as dominant as my right arm. It's come with it as is. The nature of your heart is to feel, so you gotta let yourself feel. And a lot of time, because we didn't learn as a kid of how to honor our heart and how to feel, right? Because a lot of time we're being judged, so you shut off that part. That energy gets stuck, and it was painful. And because we didn't know how to handle that pain, then we don't want to let our heart feel. But in order to free yourself, you gotta let that pain come through. So certain external environments, person or situation could trigger that pain that you may suffocate. And in this, you may try to stuff it down further. And you're like, well, it's not okay. It's not okay to cry. It's not okay to feel all this. I gotta have my shit together, right? I cannot be vulnerable. I mean, this is what I do with my client all day and all you know, every time, and with myself. Being vulnerable is not a good thing. Feeling is not a good thing. But actually, when you don't let yourself feel, you deny your very human nature. You're not letting your heart does its things. It's like you're not letting your hand does its functions. The liver has its thing that it needs to do. The kidney has its thing it needs to do. The heart also have its own natural functions. So allow your heart to feel to the fullest, to feel the deepest joy and to feel the deepest fear and pain. They all come with it. It doesn't make who you are. What your heart experience is not you. It's come with the you that you sit inside this body. Imagine you are like a little light bulb inside this body. Like Hang right now is in there, in here, and I'm the hologram of Hang speaking on behalf of that me. And what I'm feeling is part of this body that's come with it. And what I'm thinking is part of this mind come with it. And whatever happened outside the world, that's gazillion of how the universe works. I'm not even going there. It's way too complex to go there. So that's key number 3, is to allow your heart to feel. Allow your heart to love to the fullest, to be loved to the fullest. And part of that is to feel vulnerable, to encounter fear of rejection, to encounter pain of rejection, not even fear. Because when you're being rejected, it's painful, right? Allow yourself to feel that, because that is the human experience. And when you let yourself feel that temporary pain, you don't need to suffer. Just as, being in love is a very beautiful feeling, and you open and you love somebody wholeheartedly, and if that person doesn't love you back, that's just the way it is. It's not personal. It's not because you're not good enough. It's just because of the way it is, right? And then if you can allow for yourself to feel whatever the pain that you have in your life, fear, rejection, abandonment, you allow that to move through you, then your system will not create the fear of rejection, so that pain will turn to suffering. And with that fear of rejection, it shut you off from living wholeheartedly, from loving again. So you, in essence, stopping you from experiencing the deepest experience of the human's experience. That's the heart piece about. Key number 4, my friend. Now that you understand the context of the external environment, your mind and your heart, is to choose to be in the present moment, because the present moment right now, that's all you've got. That's all you've got. Past already gone, as you heard about it. Living the past only make you depressed. The future is not happening yet. It's only give you anxiety living the future. Sometimes we make shit up. The present right now is what you got. You are with me right now, and thank you for hanging still and listen to me right now to this video. And I think we're 12 minutes in right now, and you're still with me. This is all we got right now. This is the moment I've got with you. That's all we got. So however you want to interpret this moment right now from your phone, your tablet, because this is the external thing. Whatever your thinking process, that's the thinking process. Whatever you're feeling right now from watching the video, that's all you got. Allow all of it. That's the human experience. And choose to be in the present moment. And choose to be in your authentic moment. That's why I got this, right? The authentic moments, because I truly believe in that. That's one of the secrets to life. Is to fully be your authentic self. To fully be true to what you feel in the moment. It doesn't mean that you have to act on everything that you feel, right? It just is. Because feeling is not about suppressing it. It's not about expressing and let your emotion run your life over either. It's about allow yourself to experience whatever is going on. Because that's what life is about. Life is about experiencing. And you are a spiritual being, if you believe that. You happen to be in this body that life, God, however that your religious, spiritual belief is, to come in this body to experience life. So let yourself experience life. And that's how you feel better inside. And be okay. Know that you are the observer, you're the watcher of all of this. You are the observer of the world happening outside of you and not taking personally. You are the observer of your mind, of your thinking process. That's what the whole thing about meditation about, is to sit and to observe, right? I don't think I know meditations. I just sit. And then you are the observer of your heart and what helps you feel. And you get to be fully in each moment and to live in the moment, because who knows? I'm talking to you right now. The next moment I may not be here. And same for you. That's just life, because we don't have control of that. So with that, my friend, be in your moment. Be in your heart. 100%. Be you 100%. And in that way, you feel better. You are okay inside. And you don't have to try to change things around you. All right, so that's the inspire moment right now. Thanks for hanging with me to this very longer video than usual. And I'm just going to be with you, and hopefully this serve the purpose for the higher good. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and set on notifications so when the next video come out, you will get it from our team. And of course, as always, if it is your authentic moment in your heart that you want to share with somebody that come in your heart and your mind right now, send this video to them. Who you never know of one moment that can change someone's life, right? And that's the reason why I learned to get over myself and really show up and be in my authentic moment as well, and being here with you. Thank you so much for being in my world and for listening to me and for connecting with me. I'm sending you a lot of love from my heart to yours, and from Hawaii to wherever you are in the world. Until then.